Okay, and now we are live, I believe. So first of all, we must give both British fighters a round of applause. Lee Selby and Anthony Joshua coming across and putting on two good performances. Let's start with Lee Selby's performance. I did say in my prediction before the fight that if Brunker was going to win this fight, he had to win it early. Otherwise, I saw kind of Selby run away with it late in the fight, and he did just that. In fact, he dominated the first part of the fight, right through to the second part of the fight, right through to the end of the fight. Brunker fought in straight lines, like I said he probably would do. He was very predictable, and when I did see him on the New York fight, the Sky Sports team were really berating him, saying that he was very one-dimensional, need to make a lot of adjustments before he stepped up. And he, at best, that style of Brunker's, I don't know if he could beat the best in Europe, and Selby was European champion. So yes, Selby played with Brunker, made him look pretty ordinary. I was a bit concerned anyway before the fight, and I did speak about this. Brunker had been prepared in Australia and only flew into the UK a week beforehand. But I don't think that would have made a difference. His preparation, I understand he was training well in New York and then flew in from New York to here. His preparations were well, so I don't know. It looks to me Brunker can only fight in straight lines, and Lee Selby put on a masterclass performance. I know that one of my good friends on Twitter and on Facebook, Wayne Lovett, was saying basically that Lee Selby would struggle with the pressure. Yeah, he would struggle with pressure, but Brunker was unable to close the range down enough times to land telling punches. And when he did land, he didn't land with any sort of confidence or conviction because Selby was constantly on the move all the time. Selby, again, I said, was a good fighter. Mayweather, Jim Watt, you serious? I mean, he looks like Mayweather. I'm like, what? What, Jim? I mean, I do like your commentary, but come on, Mayweather? I mean, Mayweather's doing it against the very best. Lee Selby is doing it at European level at best. And, you know, no disrespect to Lee Selby. He's done what he's meant to do. He showed he can stop his opponent. But to be honest, like I said, if you're looking to make that a world title eliminator and say, well, okay, Brunker is ranked number 3 because there's not a 1 and a 2, and he was number 3, that's the best option Lee Selby could have had if he was going for the IBF title. Agreed? And we all agree with that. I'm not so sure, however, how good Brunker is. And, well, the champion may be leaps and bounds better than Brunker. Brunker was very one-paced and could not adapt and make changes. So it's onward and upward for Lee Selby. For Brunker, or my suggestion to him is that he learns to have some defense. He learns to move his head more. He learns to understand he's in America and he's not using lateral movement. And I mean, for a guy who did so well as an amateur, he really boxed like an amateur, not a pro, and didn't, you know, cut the range down. He should have done with Selby. I mean, at moments he did trap Selby against the ropes and he did put punches together and he did land on Selby. But, you know, I think he's going to have a rethink about his style. Okay, let's look at Lee Selby's future. I mean, he's going to now fight for a world title. Is that style good enough? Well, he's walked it so far. He's walked it in the career so far, you know, and it's bigger and better for him. Moving on to the main event, Anthony Joshua met Dennis Baktov in a fight that everyone's saying, well, no, nobody's stopped Baktov in so many years. And, you know, Joshua, Eddie Hearn said before the fight to Joshua that he could lose this fight if he's not on top game. But I'm not sure if there's any real chance of Joshua losing this particular fight. He went about his business professionally, using the jab to set up punches. The big right hand came in, And once he landed the first big right hand, we knew it was game over. Backed off, tried to fight back. Kind of, I don't know, he tried to fight back. I don't think he fought back to if any sort of ambition to win a fight. I think he was just throwing punches back to keep Joshua off him, as if to say, well, if I hit you with 2 or 3 punches, will you leave me alone? I don't think Backtoff came with any ambition to win a fight. He didn't look like he came with ambition to win a fight. He looked like he came with ambition to survive. Now, there's a difference between coming to fight to win and coming to fight to survive. There's a huge difference. When you're coming to survive, you're not really looking to engage and throw punches and look to take the guy's head off. You're looking to ensure that you don't get hit too often and you can see out 10 rounds or 12 rounds and keep that record of, well, I've not been stopped, so, you know, I can fight on another bill. The thing I don't want is to get stopped, so, you know, I can generate some income. I get beat, so what? But I can still have that record of me that, you know what, I haven't been stopped in 8 years or whatever, and I'm a difficult guy, and if I can get through the distance with Joshua, then that's a good thing. But, you know, backed off, quite literally did back off, and he... quite frankly, got clapped around the ring, and like a walking punching bag, and that's exactly what it was. And Joshua did what he had to do, and that's what you meant to do. You don't carry guys like that. The one thing I liked about Joshua, from what I saw so far of him tonight, was he was smiling when he was throwing them punches. There was a nasty venom there with him, and something that Bruno did never have. When people try and compare Bruno to Joshua at nastiness, he's got nastiness there. Now, is that nastiness going to stay there when somebody's hitting him back? Is that nastiness going to be there when somebody's standing up to those punches and coming back at him? That's the question. Is he a flat track bully, as they say, or is he going to be a guy that when the punches start coming in, he's going to be throwing them back? That's the question with Anthony Joshua. That's the question we've got to ask ourselves. We still don't know what happens when he gets hit on the chin. Well, David Price knows, because obviously Price did knock Joshua out in sparring. But, you know, a good performance from Joshua nonetheless. But the question is, what is Joshua learning from all this? He's learning that if I use a jab and hit a guy on my right hand, he's going to fall over. And if he doesn't fall over straight away, if I rush in and throw a whole heap of punches, the referee will come in and stop the fight. So he learned that. He's learned that he hits very hard. So that's good. So that's what he'll take away from that. However, what else did he learn? You know, if you're going to take him to the next level, the concern is that has he learned enough at the level he's been at to be taken up to the next level? So we're talking Michael Sprott next. Michael Sprott he's way past it. He does carry a dig, but will he come with any ambition, Sprott? Unlikely. I can't see Sprott bringing any real ambition to the fight. He may fiddle Joshua around, but once he feels the power of Anthony Joshua, it might be a different matter altogether as to what happens. Sprott is experienced enough to cause to stick up around for a few rounds, but I expect Joshua to knock Sprott out inside 4 rounds. I can't really see that being much of a competitive fight. The future of Anthony Joshua, I'll keep saying it. I will keep on saying it. I'm still not convinced by his training. I don't think that this training got what it takes to take him to become world heavyweight champion. He may take him to become British champion. He may even win a European championship with him. But to be world champion, I'm not sure if his trainer is good enough. I'm sorry. I'll keep on saying that. I'll keep on saying that. And the trainer looks good while Joshua is winning these fights. But the level of opposition is rank poor. Joshua is now the WBC, and he's in the top 10, or it's always a doorway into the top 10 of the WBC. We'll just see what happens in the future. A fight I would like to see is Joshua versus Shannon Briggs. The reason why I say Joshua versus Shannon Briggs is because Shannon Briggs, we know, can punch. We know Shannon Briggs is going to come out from the first round, throwing bombs. We know Shannon Briggs is not just going to stick about. He's either going to knock you out or get knocked out. We know that Shannon Briggs will come with a level of excitement. And we know that Shannon Briggs has no fear of no man. Let's go, champ. Let's go. You know, we'll get a lot of that. But I don't know if Shannon Briggs is going to want to entertain a fight with Anthony Joshua. I think Hearn's talked about a potential fight with Aldi Harrison and Shannon Briggs. We'll wait to see what happens there. Again, a good performance from Joshua tonight. I still will hold my thoughts in terms of him being the next heavyweight to be after the Klitschko's. I will not get caught up in that. We had that with David Price, and we need to learn the lesson from David Price. When David Price was knocking everybody over, people were saying, oh, David Price, he's the next thing to Klitschko, how great he is. You remember when Sky was loving David Price up and David Price could do no wrong? You remember that? And then he met Tony Thompson, and he got knocked out by Tony Thompson, and then there was a big rematch, and he got knocked out again by Thompson, and that's all gone very quiet with Sky, because obviously he's now gone with Sauerland. So British fans have a short memory, and let's not get caught up in the whole Joshua hype just yet. Let's see Joshua fight somebody half decent, of some note and some ambition. Let's see him beat somebody like that first, young and hungry, and then we can start saying he's on the way. If, you know, fight an unbeaten young contender like a Hughie Fury or a, I don't know, a young contender, and see how he does then. Or even Spilka, or fight against Adamek, or even Adamek's past it but still put some level of fight up. Or even a fight against Eddie Chambers, you know? Let's see him do that stuff against somebody like that. And then we can start saying, oh, we have something here. But to knock the guys that he's been knocking out so far and be saying, yeah, he's on the way, it's a bit premature. He's doing what he should be doing. So I think that's about it in terms of the fights tonight. Must talk about Ricky Boylan and his fight with Good John, I think his name is. That was a good fight tonight. Another unbeaten fighter that could only fight one way. Serious technical flaws and defensive lapses in concentration. And the reason why that is because when he's fought at a lower level, he's got away with it. And he's just moved up a touch and he's got found out. As for Good John, he was good. He fought tight. Good boxing skill. Give him credit. Boxed very well off the back foot. Threw nice uppercuts. Good, kept it nice and long at times. Good right hands over the top. Good jabs. You know, tuck when he was under pressure. And you know, I looked at that fight and it reminded me of that fight that Arthur, I can't remember his name, is King Arthur had against Michael Gomez. It kind of reminded me similar to that. And then I kind of looked at that fight and to myself, you know what? This is what happens when, as an unbeaten fighter, you're not fighting the right level of opponents. You're knocking guys over and paying no attention to defense. And I look at somebody like Good John, and the first person that came to my mind was Ricky Burns. I thought to myself, you see this guy here? He's lost a few fights that Ricky Burns did early in his career. Could this guy be moved in a similar pattern? You know, he comes out of completely nowhere, and he showed he could adapt. He's looked pretty good, pretty impressive tonight, and I was really impressed with him. I'm not saying for 1 second that Good John's going to be the next world champion, but then nobody thought Ricky Burns would be a world champion. So, you know, who knows? One day this guy could slip through the net and cause some problems. I think he's pretty decent against a live, hungry, unbeaten, hard-hitting opponent. He was able to box the game plan, and throughout, even when he got caught and he got hurt by a body puncher and getting hit, sickened with punches, he was able to come back in his fight, stay to form, stay to the tactics, and win the fight. And for me, that has to be given credit. You know, it's all right knocking guys over like Joshua did tonight, but when you have to do it under pressure against a guy that's unbeaten that wants to knock you over, and is the favorite going into the fight, and you can pull off a win like that, that says a lot more about you as a fighter. And for Good John, I have a lot of credit for that guy. I think he's a good fighter, very good fighter. Again, I'm not saying he's world level. What I'm saying is he's got a good all-round package there. Yeah, so what have we got to look forward to next in the boxing world? Yeah, might as well talk about it. Bernard Hopkins versus Kovalev. I talked about it before, and I'll talk about it again. I can only see one way this fight going, and Kovalev dethroning Bernard Hopkins. People's argument with this fight is, if Bernard Hopkins can take away the power of Kovalev, then Kovalev will be outboxed and Hopkins will win the fight. But Hopkins has got a problem because he has that power, and Kovalev is not just a you know, Kelly Pavlik was a puncher, but I don't think Kelly Pavlik punched as hard as this guy. And Hopkins needs to watch himself in this fight. It's of my belief that Hopkins is going to find himself in a fight. When he's in that ring, he's going to find a man that hits a lot harder. When a guy hits much harder than you expect him to hit. And I'm looking for a Hopkins record, and I'm not sure in Hopkins' record if he's fought anybody who hits as hard with one-punch power as this guy. I mean, you could talk about Felix Trinidad, but when he fought Felix Trinidad was a middleweight. Felix Trinidad's power was down at welterweight. De La Hoya, again, his left hook was his best punch. And De La Hoya at middleweight, ineffective. Kelly Pavlik came up to light heavyweight. You know, I don't think that Pascal or Dawson hit as hard as Kovalev, and you know, Hopkins has been dropped. He's been put on his ass beforehand. The difference between then and now is that he's a little older, and I do believe that he will get tagged, he will get hit, and he will get hurt. You can't fiddle around with a guy like Kovalev, so he's going to have to hit Kovalev hard and early and let him know he's in a fight. That's the only way, I think. And he's going to keep Kovalev turning, and not allow Kovalev to set himself with punches. Now, I need somebody to leave a comment for me tonight as to how I get people to use. I don't know how to use the chat on this. If I could get to learn how to use the chat on this, I would be able to find out so much more on Google, because I don't know how to do the chat, and I would love to invite other people into chat. If somebody could let me know somehow or the other, I'd really like to start chatting with other people. It'd be fantastic. But what I would like, those people who are viewing tonight, thank you very much for tuning in. If you can just leave a message or leave a comment under the video to say that you watched this link and how you found out the link, it'd be great. And the next time I do a chat about this, I'll probably get this sorted out. In closing, it's going to be Mayweather. I'm going to talk about. He's called Oscar De La Hoya a piece of shit, but you know, he's also said that that, what did he say? Well, he said that his dad was lying. He said that he's his own boss and he would sack his dad if he carries on giving that misinformation. There is no Pacquiao fight. According to Eddie Hearn says the fight's almost done. So whether Dad Pops has been talking out of turn and Mayweather is trying to keep everyone in suspense, I don't know. I really don't know. I think the fight will happen. I actually am of the belief the fight will happen. I really do. 2 fights left. I think he'll fight Pacquiao. And in closing, I want to give a moment's thought for Peter Fury and the Fury family, as it's been revealed that Peter Fury's brother, Hugh Fury, has passed away. So my prayers and my thoughts and my family are now praying for you, Peter, and your family at this difficult time. So I'm just going to spend a moment just in silence for Hugh Fury. I don't know, I've never met Hugh Fury himself, but out of respect, I just want to dedicate a moment's silence for the Fury family. Okay. Rest in peace, Hugh Fury. So that's it. I think that's my wrap. If there's anything else people want to say, please leave your comments in the comment section. And like I said, I need to learn how to do this broadcast and how to do these hangouts and invite other people in. I have not a clue how to do it yet. Check out my interviews I've done with Julius Jackson. He's got a lot to say. He's currently in training camp with GGG as GGG prepares for the fight with Rubio. Rubio is a big puncher. He's got more knockouts than Golovkin's got fights, but Golovkin hits extremely hard. My only concern with Golovkin, a lot of people say, well, Golovkin is this and he's that, but he is defense. He says he's got a great defense. I'm not so sure. Golovkin leaves his chin in the air at times and gets tagged. He doesn't just get tagged, he gets tagged flush. But because he's such a big puncher, he can get away with a lot of stuff. I said to Abel Sanchez, look, this guy's getting caught with punches. And, you know, have you tightened up his defense? It'd be an awesome fight if you did. He said, no, but that's the way he fights. So if that's the way he fights, then fine, fair enough. But like I said already, you see things, you spot things, and you think to yourself, yes, that makes you an exciting fighter. But if you get in a ring there with somebody who hits equally as hard as yourself, or just as hard and hits you on the chin, we could have problems. Julius Jackson tells me that that GGG is the real deal when it comes to knocking people out in sparring. He also reports that George Groves was sparring with GGG and nobody got dropped, according to Julius. And he's been sparring partner for GGG for 3 camps consecutively. So that's somebody who knows something. So check out Julius Jackson interview. Trust me, that guy, you know, there's a lot of stuff happening with that guy since. So just check him out. That's all I can say. Check him out and follow him on Twitter and Facebook. What else can I say? Let me think. Pacquiao, Algieri. I haven't done a prediction for the fight yet. Pacquiao definitely is not the force he used to be. And if the Mayweather fight is on the cards, if it is on the cards, it's typical of Floyd to see how the fight goes with Algieri. If Pacquiao were to lose against Algieri, get knocked out against Algieri, or look really bad against Algieri, you can be guaranteed Floyd may say, well, why am I fighting this guy? Because he looks so bad. Then Floyd might take the opportunity and take the fight. So who knows? Right, I'm going. You guys are going to be watching boxing tonight. I think Bundry just fighting Molina tonight, so that should be a good fight. Okay, this is Bayloric TV. Don't forget to subscribe, leave your comments, and like the video. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Take care.